One Piece this week, they were doing the extreme closure when it boiled down to them taking down Doflamingo. Everything about this chapter was pretty much a step into the closure side of things, of them. Well, this entire chapter was built up to tell the world like what happened to fucking Dressrosa. It was set up to where it was of letting the world know that the Don Quixote pirates are fucking done. All of his executives, all of his super executives, even he himself, they're all fucking down, and it's all thanks to the unification of the Heart Pirates and the Straw Hat Pirates, and they thank them a great deal. But also it's another thing of people trying to convince King Riku to take up the throne again, even though he says that like he can't do it because like he's a soft-hearted person, and because he is as soft-hearted as he is, it really isn't wise for him then to take it up again. But then, you know, the people go on and say like, we don't want that. We want a king who fucking embraces peace, and we want a king who's going to like look out for us in the long run of making our country peaceful. And you know, Elizabella was like, well, that's fucking hard man for me, being a king who can actually who actually embraces fighting, not necessarily war. He fucking embraces fighting and protection. But at the same time, it's like he does want to put the word out there. So that pretty much was like the major key three things of this one, of this chapter. I still really want. Well, now this is the first chapter in a long while, I believe, in which that we don't necessarily get a lot of closure from our major characters. And again, this is another one. Again, this is one of those arcs in which that I have to reflect on, and it's like, well, I like the changes in which that, or at least I like the way how that they tried to tackle this arc compared to others. And to me, it's a welcome change. I mean, like, it's not like this is gonna happen all the time, but it's a welcome enough change to where, like, even though they had a fuck ton of characters and pretty much you only had to care about like a few of them, like most of like the people in the tournament, most of them I really don't remember most of their names. I really don't. But looking at most of them though, it's like it's fine because they all had a part to play. And the same thing can be said for most of the like super executives, because I know that a lot of people had problems that most of the other, like a good chunk of the Straw Hats, a good four members were actually missing. Nami, Chopper, Sanji, and Brook. Like halfway throughout the arc, they left to go meet up with the Heart Pirates. So to be fair, if I look at it that way, it's a welcome change to where they're trying to make the world feel more large and feel more alive. And really, it's an arc in which that we could have actually survived. Well, now we actually survived without these characters, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not like that they're about to go away, because I do necessarily remember that because I was checking out reviews for this like a good while ago, and it's like, well, you know, problems and so on and so forth. But in terms of what's going to happen next, I don't necessarily really know. Hopefully they do talk about like the Heart Pirates thing, and they do talk about meeting up with Sanji and everybody else, and they do necessarily sort of get like a little bit of closure for what happened this time compared to what happens like next time, or at least like for what's going to happen in the future, because it seems like this one is going to, like, the next stage in One Piece is the Straw Hats taking on the Yonkou. Because again, as I said like in one of my previous videos, is that like the only thing that can happen now is unless they start up a storyline where the Straw Hats, where they actually start taking territories, like they have to talk a little bit more about like what the Straw Hats are necessarily going, like who are they going to to be fighting. And really, this could be a good chance, man, for them to talk about like the revolutionaries. Oh, also, before this video ends, I think Jesus was the first character to die in One Piece. Because if I really look at it, it's like he was talking shit to he was talking shit to Sabo, and Sabo was going to let him live, and then he started talking that shit, and then out of nowhere, it's like he grabbed him by the face and then just blew his whole body up like Dragon Ball Z style. Like, I think he's dead. I think he's the first character in a good while to die, unless Bellamy's dead. I really hope he isn't. But that is what I got to say about that, though. Please tell me what do you think about it down there in the comment section. Please like this video, and I'll see you next time on the next John Grave Show. Please keep watching anime, keep playing video games. I'm out.